Sydney, one of the world's most beautiful and vibrant cities, is showcased by a sophisticated and cosmopolitan way of life. Everything about Sydney is world class. Its famous harbour, natural landscape and stunning beaches. With a reputation as a friendly and safe city, Sydney lays down the welcome mat as the world's best badminton players converge to do battle. This is the Star Australian Open Badminton Championships for 2014. Welcome everybody, boasting $750,000 in prize money. The Star Australian Open Badminton Championships are the 8th stop on the MetLife BWF World Super Series. And here's the calendar. We've had the first 7 events. We are currently in the 8th, and the next stop on the World Super Series is Denmark in mid-October. To matters of today, though, and the somewhat croaky voice of badminton across the world, Jill Clark joins me. Jill, it is semi-finals day.
Yes, and what a terrific lineup. We've got the #1 seed, Wang Shixian of China. She's up against the Olympic bronze medalist, Saina Nehwal of India. Then we've got mixed doubles and the 2-time World Championship bronze medalists, Suket Prakramol and Sarali Thongtongkam. They're up against Germans, Fuchs and Michels, beaten finalists in Japan just 2 weeks ago. Then men's doubles and the former world junior champions from Malaysia. They're up against the Korean pair, very much in form, winners of the last 2 tournaments over the last 2 weeks. Then men's singles, an all-Indonesian affair with Sugiarto against Santoso. And then women's doubles will finish off the European champions against the Olympic champions.
A fabulous lineup, and here come the ladies in the first of our semi-finals.
So the women's singles, as far as the destination Dubai rankings is concerned, you can see topped by 3 Chinese players. Wang Shixian, the lady we're about to watch, is at #3, but with her compatriots not competing here in Sydney. Depending on how she does today, there's a possibility she could go higher. Of course, Saina Nehwal, her opponent, up 4 places after her performance at the Indonesia Open and into the top 10 for the first time.
Your service, you're happy with this end? This end?
Toss of the coin, quick measure of the net, make sure everything's right.
Well, it's a wonderful sight to see the women's singles draw at semi-final stage. 4 different nations are represented. And so much of the talk in recent years has been the domination of one particular nation. I think from looking at that, badminton is in a very, very healthy state. So Saina Nehwal, the 24-year-old who lives in Hyderabad, up 1 place in the world ranking this week, back up to #8. She has been as high as 2. She's the #6 seed here, and her win-loss record for the year, 7 tournaments, 1 title so far this year. But I think what's significant is this is her first Super Series semi-final of the year. Won the Indian Grand Prix Gold event, and as you can see, in her very first round against Sun Yu of China, was pushed the full distance. 1 hour and 15 minutes that one, having to come from a game down. Yesterday against Yuriko Hiroshi of Japan, looked very comfortable and very impressive indeed. So to her opponents, also 24 years of age, from Suzhou in Jiangsu province on the east coast of China. World #2 at the moment, #1 seed. She has been #1 in the world, 33 weeks in total as world #1. And if you look at her win-loss record for the world for the year, that is very, very impressive. 7 tournaments, 4 finals, having won 2 of them. And if that wasn't impressive enough, look at her results so far. All of her matches in 2 straight games, including yesterday's quarter-final against the number 5 seed, Tai Su-ying of Taipei. Well, this will be the 8th meeting between these two players, and it is Saina Nehwal who has the overall advantage. But Wang Shixian not only won that last encounter, which was at the quarter-final stage of the All England Championships earlier this year, Wang Shixian has won the last 2 encounters, so I guess the momentum is with her. So Kelly Hoare from Australia, our umpire, and indeed our service judge, also from the host nation.
These players have a set routine, Jill, that they like to perform as they're warming up?
Very much so. All the players will have their set routine, as you call it, in the morning before a match, whether they come down to the practice courts, they're stretching, whether they have a massage. I doubt if they have a massage before, but any injury treatments would be taken care of. They will have talked to their coaches possibly the night before about the tactics they're going to use within the match. And then it's a question of implementation.
Which is easier said than done sometimes.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Saina Nehwal, India. And on my left, Wang Shixian, China. Saina Nehwal to serve. Love all. Play.
Well, sounded to me from the introductions that there's more support here for the Chinese player.
One. Love.
Welcome introduction from the fans. Now, we were talking yesterday about the tactics of women's singles and the use of the back of the court, the clears, trying to outmaneuver your opponent, play them to all 4 corners. Doubles is far more about trying to force an error. Singles more about trying to get your opponent out of position first.
Service over. 2-1.
And we've seen in the quarterfinals a number of players who are able to construct a point and ensure the player, their opponent, is out of position and then finish it off, which is classic play.
Very much so.
Service over.
A little look up towards the lights from Saina Nehwal. This is the court she played her quarterfinal on, so she should be used to it. Oh, done it.
Service
1 or 2
over.
errors at the start of this semi-final.
3-2.
I think both players are probably a little bit nervous, and that would be understandable. Oh, that is phenomenal defence from Wang Shixian.
Service over. 3-all.
99 out of 100 players would have had to block that straight. The technical ability to be able to defend that across court is absolutely extraordinary.
The crowd really appreciated that too. And these two would know each other's game pretty well, this being the 8th occasion that they've met.
Yes, they know each other's strengths and weaknesses, there's no doubt about that. That is unbelievable.
Service over.
I think one of the contrasts between these two players is their movement around the court. I always think that Wang Shixian looks so light on her feet. I'm not saying that she's necessarily quicker than Saina Nehwal, but she seems to have that almost balletic movement, just glides around the court.
Wonderful angle to finish that point.
Found the back line. Oh, there's a challenge here. Saina Nehwal wants to challenge.
New challenge called in.
So Hawkeye will be asked to adjudicate.
I'm not sure that it's even close.
I have to say I didn't watch that one closely. Besides which, I've got too many of my predictions on the Hawkeye wrong.
Yes, it can do that too. A mere mortal. Here we go. It is out.
Good
There you go.
challenge. What a good challenge.
Out.
I could have sworn she'd wasted that challenge.
Service over. 5-4.
Chinese coach doesn't look too pleased with that. Another great judgment.
6-4.
Yeah, very good judgment. Just wide. Now, I don't know if these two players know each other personally
7-4.
and whether they communicate at all, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if there's, how do I put this, with, you know, a feeling between the two of them, because Saina Nehwal, Olympic bronze medalist, Wang Shixian at the end of the Olympic qualifying period was ranked number 3 in the world, and China chose not to select her for the Olympic Games. They selected the number 4 ranked player in the world. So Wang Shixian didn't even get to the Olympics. So the fact that she didn't get a chance and the player on the opposite side of the net got a bronze medal, which she probably thought, if I'd gone, I could have possibly medalled. So whether there's extra little bite to this, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, you paint a compelling picture, let me say.
That's a nice backhand. What a great rally. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Wang Shixian.
6-7.
Well, I know in the men's singles yesterday, quarterfinals day, we were talking about the control at the net, the importance of the tight spinning net shot in men's singles, setting up the rally. And that was proof to me that it's now just as important in the women's singles discipline as well. Oh,
on the back of the court.
7-all, Wang.
Yeah. You're not supposed to be able to play winners from there. Taking it late. They're just changing up the angle, deciding to do something a little different. I like that in a player. There's been too many critics for too long, I think, about the Chinese women's singles players saying that they're boring. They play like machines. And that's not the case. Look at them. Watch the skills. Watch the movement. It's absolutely superb. We could all learn from it, but because they've been so good for so long, you know, we tend to get blinded by the racket skills because we can see it's so obvious how fit and fast they are.
8-all.
I think another thing that you know, backs up your argument there is also the fact that the Chinese rarely display excessive emotion. You know, that perhaps you know, makes people give them that robotic tag, is because they do go about their business so professionally.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. I think that Wang Shixian, though, is a bit like Carolina Marin, who we watched yesterday, the European women's singles champion from Spain, in that she does like to be quite vocal at the end of rallies, Wang Shixian. This is a mind game. How many shots deep into that forehand corner of Wang Shixian? This is obviously a tactic, and it was sort of like a little psychological battle there. I'm going to play cross-court. Okay, well, I'll lift cross-court. Okay, I'm going to play the cross-court drop. Okay, I'm going to lift cross-court. Who's going to give in first? That's important psychological battle here. Going wide.
Service over. 10-9.
Saina Nehwal will be defending her Commonwealth Games title next month in Glasgow. Well, rally. Yeah. Well, there's a bit of expression. Arm aloft. At the end of that rally from Wang Shixian. Nehwal was made to twist and turn, way out of position by the end of it.
She has this great ability to turn what is defensive play suddenly and then get to become the aggressor.
It's going wide.
Service over.
And we will go to the break
11-10.
with Saina Nehwal leading by 11-10.
ज़्यादातर यहाँ पे फ्लैट जब वही करते हैं ना, वो क्रॉस ही क्रॉस, तो उसको एक तो पुश करो फिर, और जब उसमें लेग पे रख रही है ना, उसको जब काउंटर भी मत, ठीक है, ये है, और वो थोड़ा ये नजर रख कि फोरहैंड से ना कई बारी फ्लैट क्रॉस अच्छा मार रही है अपनी, अगर वो तू मार सकती है उसकी डाउन द लाइन हाफ स्मैश भी मारेगी या इसे ड्रॉप
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court
है
1,
ना, सिंपल रख
20
ऊपर,
seconds.
उसको टाइम मत दे।
Oh, Madhu giving some very specific advice there.
Wait. 11:10.
Star Australian Open Badminton Championships
Play.
for 2014, women's semi-final. It's a tight battle. And at the moment, Saina Nehwal has a slight advantage.
That's delightful. Lovely disguise on,
12.
I'm not sure if you
10.
describe it as a block or a net shot there. That's super. It was interesting in the mid-game interval there, Saina Nehwal's coach, Madhu, advising her, you don't have to lift cross-court the whole time. No, we've already spotted that, and saying, okay, just block it straight. And sometimes she wants her from deep in her forehand corner to do the reverse slice straight, or a half smash, I think she was talking about, straight down the line.
13, 10.
Good advice, in my opinion.
Little run here from the 6th seed.
Great judgment, my goodness me.
Your heart must be in your mouth when you're looking at it going, I could have played a shot here.
Thing is that players instinctively know, you know by the way you've hit the shuttle, whether your shot's going to go in or not. And likewise, you make that same judgment with your opponent, but because of these big arenas and the drift, the slight drift in the arena, that's where the misjudgment comes in. Yeah, that is perfect from Wang Shixian.
Service over. 11-14.
How much confidence does Wang take into this,
12,
knowing she's won
14.
the last two against her opponent?
Yeah, I think it's most definitely is an influence. There's no question of that. The manner in which she won the last encounter, 21-17, 21-10, Wang Shixian went on to take the All England title. So, yes, I mean, she will have confidence from that. But at this very, very elite
13,
level, all these
14.
top players have such respect for each other. You never, ever take anything for granted. So that she will be absolutely fired up for this, knowing that she has to play something near her best to beat Saina Nehwal. Saina Nehwal's too good. But Saina Nehwal's been world number 2 herself.
Well. And again, the contest levels up.
14.
Every time you think one of the players is getting a slight advantage, it quickly disappears. Again, another millimetre perfect shot.
Good rally. What a net shot. Finishes it off with good judgment. Saina Nehwal. sometimes wonder when players hit a low serve like that, what they're either expecting or, more importantly, wanting as a return. I mean, if you're going to serve like that, why aren't you looking for the net shot? I don't get it.
Just talking on the serves, and we've seen the high, deep serve, we've seen the shorter serve. For our viewers at home, what is the science behind the two of those?
Well, big high serve, which is really only used in women's singles nowadays, you virtually never see it in men's singles, is basically get your opponent right to the back of the court. The feeling is that they can't hit a winner from that. And therefore, from the onset of the rally, they're moved to the back. You then have the opportunity of commanding the rally. If you serve low, then your opponent can't possibly attack. And the likelihood is, the probability, and certainly what I would want in response from a low serve, is somebody to play back to the net. And then I can look from that. Then I can control the rally. Then I can either play a good spinning net shot, or I can hold and flick them to the back. And immediately, again, you know, it's whether you like to be an attacking player or whether you're quite happy to throw the shuttle up high, make your opponent move. In men's singles, the high serve isn't used because players can leap in the air, huge jump smashes, and create the angles. As yet, women haven't learned to do that, so it still can work with the high serve.
Service over.
Well, the disappointments.
17 all.
I've said this a few times, at this level, mistakes, errors are very, very costly, particularly heading towards the end of a game. Quality rally.
Yeah, it's an important point. This is crucial. Both players sense it. That's gone long.
Great rally.
18-17.
That was a good get.
Yeah, look at the movement, how light she is on her feet.
Oh, perfect shot.
19-17.
Yeah, this looks to me as if it's a new development in the game of Saina Nehwal. We've seen it on the backhand side, where she looks as if she's going to lift the shuttle. Just checks that racket head at the last moment to play the little block.
Long.
Service over. 18-19.
You can feel the pressure up here.
That's a clever smash. Slightly across the body.
Service over. 20, game point, 18.
Oh, she's in the prime position here.
Change.
Saina Nehwal to take the opening game. No. Wide.
Service over. 19-20.
And that is the opening game in this women's semi-final. Saina Nehwal takes it 21-19, the Star Australian Open Badminton Championships for 2014.
Good. It's not too slow, is it?
उसको मतलब नेट पे अच्छी तरह पकड़, सिंपल रखना, पकड़ लेना, वो नीचे से आती ना, पीछे मत भाग जा, क्योंकि उसको यहाँ से क्रॉस ही घुमा के, क्योंकि वो इतना अच्छा रखोगे ना, वो नेट पे पहुँच नहीं पाता, और ऐसे ही नेट सेक्शन नेट से पुश करो फास्टर, जब उसको पकड़ तो हाँ उसी कोई बात नहीं, ठीक है ना, कई बार झटके मत, कई बार सिंपल ऐसे रखते, कोई प्रॉब्लम, क्लोज नेट रख, तेरे को ओपनिंग मिलेगा। अब यहाँ पे फंस गए, वहाँ पे फंस गए ना, अराउंड नेट पे फंस गए, तो नेक्स्ट स्ट्रोक तो कुछ भी कर, क्रॉस के फास्ट अराउंड नेट से, क्योंकि स्ट्रेट मारेगी ना, वो उठा लेती है। हाँ, रिपीट टॉस मत कर, क्योंकि वो खड़ी तो वही रहती है।
This is the Star Australian Open Badminton Championships for 2014. The Stars came out to meet the general public and look at the press at the press conference, and what a backdrop. You've got the harbour and the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and I know that at least one of the players got mobbed by the public, which was fantastic. Let's have a look at the highlights of the opening game, and it was very, very tight. Jill?
Yeah, that's exactly what we expected. You know, it's two players really at the elite of end of world badminton. Saw a whole range of shots, the movement of both players absolutely superb.
Some of the shot making by both players was fantastic, although that wasn't.
Thank you. Second game. Love all. Play.
Well, it'll take a fight back of monumental proportions now if Shixian wants to qualify through to the final. Game down.
Good rally. Court
Service
coverage.
over. One.
Saina Nehwal forced to the back, then brought forward, forced to the back again. Classic singles tactics. And I thought last year I had some question marks about Wang Shixian and her fitness levels in long matches. Now I think, having watched her so far in 2014, I think that's an area of her game in which she's been putting in extra effort. I think she looks much fitter, very fast.
Service over.
She hasn't been overly
1-1.
taxed in this tournament so far. Spent under an hour and 3/4 in the opening 3 matches.
Yeah, well, that's quite obvious what she's saying to herself there, Saina Nehwal.
1.
Didn't bring the racket head over the shuttle.
A few unforced errors.
2-all.
Which is how Wang began the first game as well, with a few unforced errors.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite natural for both players just to use a few rallies to really get used to the difference in ends and the slight difference in speed of shot with the drift. Yeah, I like that commitment coming forward from Saina Nehwal.
3-2.
Yeah, she put that away with venom. That wasn't coming back.
Beautiful.
Virtually no backswing of the racket there from Wang Shixian. Shuttle's gone past her. Just take a look at this, deep in her forehand side. That's just incredible. Yeah, no follow through of the racket either.
Just like a little punch, a jab. Still get enough power and accuracy. Fantastic. Good response
Service
from the
over.
Indian.
4-3.
Well, she may have made the error there, Saina Nehwal, but I like the idea. From that round-the-head position, Saina Nehwal's favourite shot is cross-court. And there, she was trying to do as Coach Madhu suggested, go straight down the line, vary it a little bit more. So it was a nice idea, just made the mistake on that occasion. What a rally. It's long.
They were testing each other out there.
Service over. 5-4. Play.
Just wide.
6-4.
Is this the opportunity for Saina Nehwal to get a little run? Bit of distance between herself and Shixian.
Yeah, there's that shot again, no backswing. No, I did have a backswing and that was absolutely perfect.
Service over. 5-6. Wang.
Ah, there's the first one again.
continuous. Don't walk around. Play must be continuous.
Ooh. Kelly Hall from Australia, our umpire, will be well aware of Wang Shixian's reputation. Taking a long, long time in between rallies. Good umpiring. Stamp it out before it's a problem. Oh, there's another challenge here.
Saina Nehwal challenge called in.
Let's see what Hawkeye has to say. She's looking a bit nervous. Across to her corner.
It is in.
And listen to the crowd.
Unsuccessful.
They love this new technology.
One challenge remaining. 6-all.
There. Now, that's good commitment coming forward. Broken the strings of her racket. She knew that she had to go all out for the net kill,
6.
because if the strings are broken, well, very, very difficult to control any shots. That's why she made the extra effort lunging forward there.
Long. Well long.
Yeah, in my book, that goes down as a forced error because of the quality of the tight spinning net shot from Saina Nehwal.
And it is.
Service over. 7-8.
It's interesting to me that both players seem far more wary of their opponent's ability from the round the head position, as we call it, when the shuttle's played deep into the backhand corner, but you still play with the normal round the overhead action. They're both clearing and lifting a lot to the other's forehand, deep forehand corner.
Play.
Is that a defensive play? Neither of them wanting to be aggressive in that
Service over.
particular instance?
No, I think it's just
7.
singles tactics. You know, if you want to outmaneuver your opponent, so if you're going to play to the back of the court, you're going to play to the backhand side, or you're going to play to the deep forehand corner. Most players would assume that playing from the round the head position is more difficult, and hence, you know, I'm surprised that they're both using the deep forehand more than they're using the deep backhand corners.
Seven.
3-point margin is probably the biggest we've had in this second game. Been nothing between these two. And like we did in the first game, We go to the interval with Saina Nehwal leading by 11 points to 7. Again, if you were in the Chinese corner, what would you be saying at this point?
Well, I thought the coach there, obviously I don't understand any Mandarin, but just by his gestures, I felt he was sort of saying, come on, you've got to play with a little more urgency. At the moment, you're just reacting too much. I want to see you play with more urgency, take the initiative more in the rally, try and dictate the pace.
Well, obviously, if she keeps going the way she is, might turn it around to try and find something.
11-7, play.
Semi-finals day here at the Star Australian Open Badminton Championships for 2014. And this is Saina Nehwal taking a 5-point lead over Shixian Wang of China. And that is definitely the biggest margin we've had in either of the two games so far. No, that's wide.
Service over, 8-12.
Good judgment.
9-12.
We hear quite often some of the noises from the crowd, not necessarily paying attention to this court, but how much of a distraction is that to players whilst they're out on court?
None.
None at all?
No. What is wrong with tennis players? Why do they... What on
Fair
earth?
point.
What on earth is all that about? They need to come to some of these badminton events.
Well, you've got activity. You've got two other courts going. You've got a crowd that may not be watching this particular court.
Service over.
And you've got lots of noise happening.
13-9.
Yeah. The fact is, I suppose in all seriousness, badminton players grow up in the environment, you know, and therefore you just get used to it. It's not a distraction. In fact, you know, when you've got the huge noise in some places in the world where we play badminton. Last week in Jakarta, for instance, in Istora Senayan, the famous stadium where, you know, it's iconic really for badminton players to play there. The noise is deafening. They cheer as you're about to hit the shuttle, or they boo as you're about to hit the shuttle. And, you know, to me, even when they were booing me, I loved it. I loved the atmosphere. Yeah. So the noise and the distraction, no, doesn't bother the players, not at all.
Because in a lot of the Asian countries, they are very passionate, and that passion turns into support for particularly their home players.
Yeah. And it can be intimidating. Mm-hmm. You know, if you've got 8,000 people booing you and cheering when you serve into the nets, it can be intimidating. But that's what sport is about. You have to deal with that. You have to find a way. You have to find a solution.
It's just not physical, it's also mental approach, isn't it?
And at the elite level, I'm a great believer, it's far more mental than it is physical. You look at the two players on court right now and you look at their movement, you look at their racket skills. Now, why is Saina Nehwal winning today at the moment? She's game up, 3 points advantage here in the second. I think she's come out with a better attitude.
Service over, 12-14.
Well, Shixian needs something. She's got the serve back. She needs a run. Maybe something that can spark her, take her to the next level, a sensational shot, a bit of luck, just something. Let's see if it comes.
Yeah. No, you see, that's what I think her coach was probably urging her to do. When you've got the lift, when you force the lift, there's a tight spinning net shot. She gave it quite a bit of air to make sure it came down close to the net. Now make the physical effort to really get behind it, and then you can play your attacking shot.
Service over.
In.
15.
No challenge.
13.
Oh, it's landed in. It's a good rally. And that was a big point.
Service
Important point.
14.
This could be the little break
15.
that she needs here. Yep. Bought the line. She knew it too. See if she can take advantage of it. Little run of points here would be handy for her.
More initiative. It's quite obvious.
15 all.
Which is exactly what Coach Clark was saying a little while ago. Push at the body, and Nehwal couldn't get out of the way. Now, can she get back in front? Put some pressure back on Nehwal. Long. Now we're at an interesting stage.
16. 15.
Now perhaps Saina starts to think, pressure. Oh. Oh. Wow. A little net cord and over she goes.
So do you want medical? Okay.
Oh.
Oh, goodness me, what's happened to Saina Nehwal? She's asked for the doctor. That, to me, was a real perfect example of how to dictate the pace in a rally. It doesn't mean to say when you're dictating pace that it's all got to be downward shots. The punch clears there from Wang Shixian, always making her opponent think and stop and move. Now, here we go. What on earth is this?
It's like the bottom of her toe, big toe. It's like a blister, or, you know.
Oh, it looks to me as if she's already had strapping or something put on. No, Well, I think it must be a blister.
The score, 18 or 17.
Oh, you can't take both shoes and socks off, surely.
18.
Yes.
Maybe she's got another one on the other foot. Yeah, look, more tape being applied here.
Well, my
1 minute,
understanding
James.
of the rules of
1
badminton
minute.
were that the medic could come on to assess an injury problem. Not supposed to treat, and you're certainly not supposed to treat a previous injury. If you go to pick up a new injury, that may be...
You can get treatment for that.
well, strictly according to the rules, and my understanding of it is, no, you're not supposed to. But for the good of the sport, we don't want this match to end. This is a superb match. You know, so I'd much rather have somebody put a bit of strapping or, you know, bandage up the toe again or something.
Yeah.
I think we need common sense here. And I'm all in favour of that. But, you know, it's this big question of how far do you take it on the lines within the realms of within the rules, or do you cross over the realms? We've just had some fantastic rallies, long, physical, hard rallies. Saina Nehwal was leading 15-13. All of a sudden, she's 18-13 down. It's a very opportune moment after those very physical rallies to have a bit of a timeout, just disrupt the flow of Wang Shixian. And I may be being very, very harsh. And people that know me, I know that I am very, very harsh. So, but isn't that the case? You see it in tennis. Take the bathroom break. Take call for the trainer.
15.
And all of a sudden, momentum is changed.
Exactly.
Or halted, yes.
And it's that fine line. Are you
17.
getting unfair advantage by what you're doing, which is perfectly legal? It's within the rules. She's allowed to call for the doctor. So she hasn't broken the rules. She's played fair. But is it sportsmanship? And that's the question.
Let's see what happens here. Well, some would say that's justice.
18.
Pushed it wide.
15.
Momentum continues with Shixian. Are we going to be all square shortly? It's 3 more points. That's long. And you might get
19,
your dream
15.
match. A 3-game decider in the semis. Here we go.
6 straight points is significant, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's gone wide. You remember that rally? I said at 14-15, that's a big point.
Yes.
And that was the
20
changer.
Game point, 15.
It has. Look at it.
7 straight points now.
About to be all square. Can she finish it off here? Long.
Service over. 16-20.
Oh, lovely play. We are all square. What a semi-final. 1 game apiece between Saina Nehwal and Shixian Wang.
Second game won by Wang Shixian, 21-16. 1 game all.
I asked you if it was 17 or 18. I got score 17 or 18. Because I couldn't remember.
Shixian Wang and her coach discussing tactics. Come from seemingly difficult position to square up this semi-final. And in the break, we're having again a look at Saina Nehwal, who is struggling here with a bad blister on her big toe. She's had treatment. Bandaging looks a little loose. Star Australian Open Badminton Championships for 2014. Here are the highlights of the second game, in which Xian Wang of China came with a flurry at the end to grab it and level this women's singles encounter with Saina Nehwal, the 6th seed. And we saw some magnificent play, including that point. And this was the finish. Look at the reach and then the finish and the angles. Jill, what a fabulous contest. And this is anybody's, isn't it?
Oh yes, very much so. Yeah, I was looking forward to this one. It's living up to all my expectations. I don't know if you heard, we were just picking up the umpire, her mic, during that 2-minute timeout. She was talking to her service judge and saying, she said, I asked you it was 18. Do you remember when there was the doctor called and I said it's 18-13 now? And they resumed play and they said it's 17. And I thought, Jill, you've had another senior moment there.
Level.
And I don't, it was. She didn't give her a point. Anyway, it's justice in the end because she's won the game. Can't dwell on that. We all make mistakes.
Let me ask you this. Is the issue that Saina now having with her big toe, the blister, it may not be a painful thing, but could it be something that'll play on her mind as she goes through this deciding game?
No.
Okay. Again, from an elite sports person's point of view. It shouldn't. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you
all right?
Put me on the spot. Move on.
It's 2 love.
Service fault called.
Oh, service fault.
Service over.
Struck above the waist.
1-2.
We've seen a few of those this weekend. Another enticing rally here. Parts of the court being used. Shot that's been very effective for Saina. Quite come off this time.
Wang.
Just overstretching slightly, I think, on that one. Oh, well, you can challenge. Yeah, there we go.
Challenge.
Her first challenge of the match, Wang Shixian.
Called out.
Let's see if Hawkeye agrees. The ball was out, which was the original call. Oh, this is very close. Oh, we've had to magnify that a gazillion
Challenge
times there.
unsuccessful. Wang
Gee.
Shixian, 1 challenge remaining.
Got to say, that's an
3,
excellent call by
2.
the line judge.
Do you know, it's astonishing, isn't it, how many times the line judges get it absolutely right. See, as players, we blame the line judges, we blame everybody but ourselves.
Service over.
Oh, now that Hawkeye's here, you can't apportion any blame to anybody anymore. But yeah, we certainly had to magnify that quite a deal to get some separation between the line.
Four, 3.
Just stare down the court.
Yeah,
Service
pressure
over.
play, good play from
4
Saina
all.
Nehwal.
Change.
Got to say, the atmosphere's been really good inside the arena. Of course, we are at the State Sports Centre at Homebush in Sydney, venue for
Service over.
2000 Olympic Games.
5, 4. Service over. 5 all.
Well, the match in progress, exactly 1 hour, 1 game, all 5 all.
Couldn't get much tighter. Long.
6, 5.
We trust you will join the Star Australia Hours 11, Sydney 2014. Part of the MetLife BWF World Superseries semi-final stage.
Saina Nehwal from Hyderabad in India, 24-year-old. Looking to make her way through to the final here. Gets a handy little break now.
7, 5.
In the deciding game.
Play. 1. Service over. 6, 7.
That's a good net shot. It's landed on the line. That is wonderful
7
from
all.
Wang Shixian.
She takes a chance, looks at it, saying it's out, and bang. And I would imagine, Jill, you've got to put that out of your mind immediately.
Yeah, she will.
Yeah.
over. 8-7.
Back, she wasn't happy about that. Players are not taking a little sneaky look at the big replay screen over there to watch that shot that didn't quite come back over.
Oh yeah, they will.
I just noticed their eyes going over there.
Service over. 8-all.
No one can get a break here. Take the ascendancy. It's point for point. See if the top seed can.
Oh, that's super.
9-8.
Quality badminton. She's shown great fight to stay alive. She looked gone even in the early stages of the second game, just struggling to get some momentum, and all of a sudden she's just battled and battled and battled and pulled off some amazing shots, and she's in with a big show here. Oh, yes. Now we've got a little bit of a break, a couple of points up. She can hold serve here. She can go the interval with a handy 3-point break. Let's see if she can do it.
No,
That's
that's
out.
wide.
Service over. 9-10.
Again, pushed it wide.
10-all.
Excessive reverse slice put on that shot from Wang Shixian.
And we go to the interval, and Saina Nehwal
Change-ins.
is in front by a point, and we are in the deciding game of this women's semi-final.
Just do around the court. Any
This is
spots on
the
the court.
last chance, really, in this match for the coaches to get to their players.
Yeah.
स्लो करने की कोशिश कर रही है
Of course, they can give advice from the coach's seat at the back of the court in between rallies, but
जो ड्रॉप में आ रही है ना यू कर
this is the real opportunity to make a
ऐसे दिखा के
tactical switch and give encouragement.
Takes her time. The number 1 seed. This is where we're at, the Homebush precinct here in Sydney. Some world-class facilities, including ANZ Stadium. And of course, we are just down the road, a host of arenas, and this was the site for the 2000 Olympics right here in Sydney. And of course, it is called Olympic Park these days.
Service over. 11-all.
Point for point, these two. Still an intriguing battle. We might have to get up to Jill Clark's coaching point, the crucial key point. You pointed it out in the last game. I think you'll come up with another one. No pressure here, Jill. There will be a key moment.
There will.
Service over. 12 all.
Oh, she's missed it.
That could be a key.
Service over.
No, she's not
12.
convincing. A costly miss, we'll put it down to.
Brilliant.
Service over.
If you remember the second
13
half of that
all.
second game, from this end of the court, Wang Shixian suddenly started to take more initiative. And that, to me, was very similar. That's nice.
Service over. 14. 13.
She was beaten there by the speed at which it came back. Oh.
15. 13. Change.
This next rally, this is the important one.
I knew you'd come up with a moment. Here it is. There's our courtside view of the action at Homebush.
Oh, it's gone wrong.
Service over. 14.
Huge psychological difference now. The fact that Wang Shixian won that point 14-15, could have been 16-13, and that's why I felt that was the important one.
Crowd getting right into this. Top seed and the 6th seed engaged in an epic battle.
Service over. 16. 14. Wang. Saina, wait.
No, umpire's going, oh, it could be a yellow card.
Don't get putting your hand up. Don't put your hand up, okay? Be ready to receive.
No. I could hear that. Don't put your hand up, be ready to receive. They've been on court for 1 hour and 12 minutes. It'd be understandable if they were taking slightly longer, but the umpire's absolutely right.
Here's an opportunity now
14.
for the 6th seed. She has a 3-point gap in this deciding game over the top seed. Big opportunity.
18-14.
Well, we always know Saina Nehwal is a fighter right to the end, and I think the way that she's stuck to her guns that too, she always looks just so nervous when she's watching her players. And she's such a fun person off court or off the coaching bench.
Rally.
Oh, it's called
It's
wide.
called wide.
I'd challenge that. I'd have a little challenge. Go on, it'll be too late.
19-14.
No.
Wow, that's extraordinary.
Interesting to see the replay here.
Oh, she's got one challenge left.
Yeah.
Why on earth hasn't
Well,
she used it?
We're at a crucial stage. No. Oh, great play under pressure.
Service over. 15-19.
Look how Nehwal is just way out of position. Still keeps running.
She looked back. I think she knew it was in vain.
15-19. Play.
Yes. Bit of extra venom in that one. Wanting to finish it off now.
20, match point 15.
Yeah, she's done well, Saina Nehwal. 5 match point opportunities.
Game.
Only needs one. Through to the final is India's Saina Nehwal, the 6th seed, defeats the top seed in Shixian Wang of China. There's the scores: 21-19, 16-21, 21-15. She is through to the final. And one lucky fan has got themselves a racket. Here's the highlights of the final game. And some lovely touches. Can get that one over. Top seed. That was a great play from Nehwal. And this was a great smash which brought up game and match point. Opponent hit it wide, and there she salutes. Victory hers, and a spot in the final.
So that's the first of our semi-finals completed, and what a thriller that was. Up next, mixed doubles, and the Germans, Michael Fuchs and Birgit Michels. Well, they were beaten finalists in Japan 2 weeks ago, so they're in good form. They're up against the 2-time World Championship bronze medalists. That's up next. Then we've got men's doubles, then men's singles and women's doubles. That should be intriguing. European champions against the Olympic champions in the women's doubles.
This is the Star Australian Open Badminton Championships for 2014. We will be back shortly. Star Australian Open Badminton Championships are the 8th stop on the MetLife BWF World Superseries, and why not take the opportunity to catch some of the wonderful, wonderful locations here in and around Sydney. The beaches are just divine. The North Shore, Bondi, and some great locations, and a great chance for someone to take a break and just enjoy life. We are enjoying the badminton here at Homebush Centre, and